What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are actually in round 3. It is not round 2 because round 1 was never actually recorded, so we had to skip to round 2 yesterday, and we are in round 3, and then round 4 will be next. And then after that, any locals feature matches that go up will be in the new format, since it technically is not in effect yet until the 3rd, which is Monday. And these were filmed the Saturday prior to the ban list getting released. So we're going to see my friend Adam on the left here playing Rikka Avalon versus my friend Johnny on the right playing Virtual World, a deck that we actually haven't seen him on in a very, very long time. I think he played this deck quite a bit in the past. I want to say like late, 2019 maybe? Whenever Virtual World was like first really popular, I know he played the deck like nonstop. So we'll see how things have evolved over the years, and we'll see how this match plays out. Friend Adam is going to go ahead and activate Glamour here to go ahead and search out Princess and Primula. And Primula is going to summon itself, but my friend Adam did make a crucial mistake, and it happens, right? Very, very easy to do in the heat of the moment. I already used the effect of Princess to go ahead and special summon herself earlier to get the Mudon on field. And I can see why he took the route he did, wanting to try to dodge hand traps as much as possible by trying to keep a Rikka on field at all times to make sure that the monster negate for Princess would be live, because Princess is only a negate while you control a Rikka monster, and it isn't outside of that. So won't be able to get access to Strenna here because of that error, although if he did tribute the Petal for the Mudon, I think he would have maybe been in a better position. And now we're going to see Enchantress activate here. And there will be... No, I mean, he still technically has a way to interact with the opponent here. He does have access to Con. Con still does have a Princess in hand and one engrave. But he will not be able to have something like, obviously, Strenna, where that if he decides to tribute with the Princess, he won't get the extra interruption on top of that. So we're going to see go ahead and resolve, getting out Fateful and Token. And then we're going to see the Fateful effect to go ahead and search and discard. Going for the Wandering Griffin Rider. Also seeing Dark Ruler no more, Triple Tactics Talent, and Harpy's Feather Duster. Some pretty decent going second cards in the hand here for our Rikka player. Unfortunately, they were forced to go first, so they won't find too much value here. Dracoback will bounce back the Primula, turning off the Princess now, and Griffin Rider will now hit the board, being live as an Omni Negate. But of course, our Rikka player here still has something going for him. It's the fact that if he were to take damage this turn, he still has Dryas to be able to gain it back and summon an additional body. It's going to make it like nothing ever happened. So he will attack with the Griffin Rider. He will take the 2000, and he will attempt the effect of Dryas to gain it back and summon. And the Griffin Rider is going to say no to that. And we will go to main phase 2. I'm assuming he went for an early battle phase there. And also, of course, attacking with a token. I'm assuming he went for an early battle phase there. Just so he could get full damage in before using a Pot of Prosperity in the main phase 2. Of course, once that resolves, you will deal half battle damage. Or just half damage in general, I believe. I believe Pot of Prosperity states battle damage specifically. I think it's just damage, period. And off the pot, we're going to see King Long, Chuche, Lao Lao, Enchantress. I think double Lao Lao it is. It's in a Kieran. It's been a very long time since I've had to remember Virtual World names. But I think I still have a decent memory of which one is which and which ones do what. It looks like after resolving Pot of Prosperity, he is going to just go ahead and pass. We'll see an end phase Petal special summon itself back, since he controls no monsters, being one of the summoning conditions, also needing all plants, right, if you don't control no monsters. So we'll see him start the turn with the Petal to go ahead and search for a Rikka, and he's going to go ahead and add a copy of Snowdrop. Snowdrop effect will activate now. Using the effect of Con, the continuous-like effect, to go ahead and tribute off one monster his opponent controls instead one face-up monster. That'll clear the token and the Draco back alongside of it. A nice little kind of 2-for-1 deal there. And Snowdrop will also bring out another plant alongside of it. Snowdrop is the Rikka that also offers a level modification. It can target a plant on the field, and all plants on the field that have a level become that level. So it'll target the princess, making all plants on the board currently at the time level 4. So allow him to go ahead and overlay the Snowdrop and the princess into Strenna. He'll be able to go ahead and use the Strenna to get back a Mudon. Mudon will tribute over the Petal to go ahead and search a copy of Glamour. And right now, if there was a line for game, that would be most ideal. Although I kind of want to say there definitely is a line. He does have a Monster Negate readily available, and he does have access to Sunseed Genius Loci. If he would have tributed there the Mudon to go ahead and search 2 level 1s in that of the Loci and a Petal, could normal summon the Petal, and basically do the seed line into Melius, early Melius, and, you know, go for Bangalancer. And I think he had game on board actually right there. I think the only thing he could have done differently is maybe zone that Strenna in a different spot. I think far left, or, you know, far left EMZ. But we're going to see him go for a Jasmine line. And yeah, I think there definitely was a line for game there, and it's also insulated from a hand trap as well. I think he just doesn't see it though, although setting up the way he is setting up will still make it very difficult for his opponent to be able to play the next turn. Yeah, normal summon I don't believe was exhausted that turn either, so he definitely had access to a Sunseed Genius Loci play in the form of, you know, going to head tribute the Mudon for 2, getting Petal, getting Loci. Normaling the Loci, going for Dryas, getting the Sowing. Sowing brings out Twin, bring out Healer, gain 300, and then bring out the Loci. Link into Melius. Melius bring back Seed, make Thrasher, and then Thrasher target the Melius, and then Melius target the Thrasher. Link into Bangalancer, swinging for 32, 32, 25, and 2k from Strenna. That definitely would have been game by a mile. But in game, well, in main phase 2 here, after he swings in with 2k and 18, from the Strenna and Jasmine alike, he will get, you know, the synergy of tributing the Strenna for the Jasmine to get the Hyperiton out on the field, and also setting up another Strenna in the process to get him access to another Monster Negate, which can tag into a Teardrop if you would so desire on the opponent's turn, which a quick effect tribute is pretty decent against VW. They need to kind of stick monsters on the field to be able to do things. And we're going to see his opponent just scoop Dark Ruler, Right, Droplet, and some other cards just looking like they're not going to be enough here, and we're going to see him concede. We are into game 2 situation, guys. Shout out to Imperium Duelist. They did just drop a brand new playmat yesterday, if this video is going up on Saturday. It is a brand new colorway for the Millennium Volume 5 playmat. I'll leave a picture down on the bottom of the screen. They also just came out with brand new Pegasus sleeves, different colors of their sleeves, very reminiscent to Player's Choice sleeves. They came out with pink and sky blue. Love them so far. Been using the pink ones on my Sun Avalon deck, and I do say I love them quite a bit. I noticed sometimes in the past if I use sleeves with a different color other than white, they don't shuffle nearly as good, but no exception on these. They are great. They have new over sleeves as well if you want to double sleeve. And yeah, check them out at the link below, and don't forget to use my discount code WinnerKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. And if you guys are buying anything on T2G Player, please do not forget to use my affiliate link down in the description below. Anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back to the channel and helps out a ton. So, we will see adventure plays here. And obviously, yes, this is Adventurer Virtual World, which, I mean, Prank Kids was a really, really good deck to fit the Adventurer engine in. And when I think of another deck that, like, the Adventurer engine almost seems like it was built for, it's VW. Because VW is a deck that really, I mean, even, I don't think VW is a deck that has ever needed its normal summon. I mean, outside of, like, normal summon a VW to resolve a name in hand, but there's never been a normal summon in the deck that needed to, like, resolve an effect on normal. So the Adventure Engine, just a perfect mainstay, you know, set of cards for this deck. And, you know, Griffin Rider is a level 7, which is a very unfamiliar thing for Virtual World, since they deal with 3s, 6s, 9s, and 12s, and things of that matter. So this allowed him to get access to one of the better synchros released in recent times. You know, Baron de Fleur, another generic synchro in that of Cheng Ying, the Sovereign, Sword Soul. So really cool to see the deck get access to level 10 synchros in a way where it otherwise really couldn't before. If it wasn't a 9, 6, or 12, it really wasn't going to go to synchro for it. But, and you also have the valuable hand trap protection now from the Wandering Griffin Rider. And also, I mean, the deck kind of excelled at having main decked outs to Mystic Mine in the form of Chuche and ways to dodge things like Dark Ruler no more back when VFD was a thing, but adding the Draco back to it just gives it another line of robustness. And speaking of the Wandering Griffin Rider coming in clutch there to go for Baron, we're going to see him use the Lulu and the Griffin to go into Baron de Fleur. And then we're going to see him go for, I believe, a Lao Lao and another Lulu, since he can use the Chuche Engrave to up the level. We're going to see him go for a rank 6, and we're also going to see a very, very clutch discard for the Qinglong. The deck does have quite a few cards that require discards. Shanwu, Qinglong, their graveyard effects require discards on resolution. So Griffin Rider being essentially a free discard at the end of the day is very helpful. And now we're going to go ahead and see an M7. Love that card, especially in DT. And we're going to see him get to add right and go ahead and play the Chuche. I think the M7 might have added back the Enchantress to go ahead and secure right for follow-up for next turn. And we'll see him pass there on Chuche, Draco back, M7. It's unfortunate they couldn't keep the Draco back here, or the Griffin Rider, because he kind of exchanged one Omni Negate for another slightly better Omni Negate. We're going to see Duster get negated by Baron, putting him down to 8,000, well, keeping it at 8,000. Then he goes for Cosmic, and I'll take 1,000 from that Cosmic. That's very important to remember here, that 1,000 damage, while paying 1,000 costs for Cosmic. Remember that. Everybody remember that. Don't forget. We're going to see him normal summon Sunseed Genius Loci, and he will not use the effect, since I think he hard opened the Sowing, and he also hard opened the Twin, which is very unfortunate. So we're going to see him have to go for a Hail Mary into Dance Peon. He'll go for the healer, and hits big off of the Dance Peon. This is one of the reasons why I love Dance Peon in this deck, is sometimes it literally feels like the closest thing you can get to Predaplant Verte Anaconda. Just kind of a really sacky Link 2 to go into sometimes when you really don't have much else going for you, and if it goes through, right? And this time around, it definitely does go through, getting access to both Princess and Petal, but there is a Nibiru taking out everything before his opponent gets a chance to search, because, of course, Petal is not an on-summon effect. And we're going to see him just go ahead and set 2. I mean, at least, right, Petal is in the graveyard for follow-up if he does get there, but we'll see if VW has the means necessary to try to close this game out here and take it to a game 3. 2 set back row, one of which we know is a bluff. Now, he still could have used the Seed. Well, he still could have used the Sowing to summon out a Seed, though, if I'm not mistaken. Unless he sided out 2 other copies of Loci, which I think is definitely a big no-no, in my opinion. I think there are some engine cards, maybe 1 or 2, 3 at most engine cards you can really afford to side out. One is maybe the 3rd Princess. One is maybe a 1-for-1 if you're playing it, or a Lone Fighter. And the other maybe is Twin, because it is a nice combo piece to have, but it's not mandatory to be able to play on the opponent's turn, and it's also a brick that you obviously would rather not see going second into a board. But other than that, I really wouldn't see myself siding out any other engine cards. Certainly not Con, certainly not Glamour, Sheet, unless Sheet was absolutely awful in the matchup, but, you know, Snatch Steal is kind of nice, I heard, regardless of the deck. And now we're going to see him get Lulu and GG on field. Right will bring out a token. Already assembling quite a bit of damage here. And then thinking on what to do now with the GG and the Lulu. Looks like he will go ahead and synchro them into Coral Dragon. Coral Dragon effect to go ahead and discard an extra right to go ahead and pop a card. Going after one of the back row, it will snipe a set Sowing, which was a bluff. And then the Adventurer token, which is a level 4, will be able to synchro with the level 6 tuner. That is Coral Dragon for Chengying, who is still hitting, by the way. And the Coral Dragon will trigger to go ahead and draw. And then, I was going to say, why is the the Draco bat getting banished? But we're going to see him use Shanwu. Graveyard effect to banish, to go ahead and summon out a VW from the grave. And discard. And this is also going to proc Cheng-Ying. And he does remember to resolve the Cheng-Ying there. I was going to say, you don't want to forget that. And he does have a juicy target in the graveyard. And that of the Petal. Also clearing the rather large Nibiru token. Since it did end up tributing a lot of his own stuff away. The Baron and the M7. And right here is definitely enough for a game. My friend Adam and both of these guys actually forgot to take into account the 1,000 he took from the Cosmic. So he thought he was at 300 life points, but he wasn't. So I just cut the game early there. He ended up scooping, our Rikka player ended up scooping on the following turn. He thought he was living with 300, but he actually wasn't. The game should have ended that turn. So again, reminder, always double, triple check your life points, folks, if you can. Writing them down on pen and paper also works really well too. Especially if you can write down where the damage came from, which I believe is a legal thing that you can do. You can't like take notes on cards that your opponent has, but I believe you can take notes in regarding to where you have taken damage from. If you really want to need help to remember where you took your damage. So now here in game 3, Rikka Sanavalon will get to go first. We'll see him start with Petal and Sowing, which is a really nice line. Although I think it was played a little bit incorrectly here. I think he could have started Petal, add Princess, and then Spec Princess, linking it into the Dryas, and then activating the Sowing to get out Healer, or you could go for Thrasher, and that way you'd have the Monster Negate engraved, but he currently does not have the Monster Negate live, so I think he might have played it, like I said, again, slightly incorrectly here, but we'll see where the line goes. We'll see if it gets hard punished. I really hope this doesn't lead for just a Dance Peon play, because I feel like there's just so much a better play to be made here. Petal and Sowing is a really good line. I think, again, it was just played slightly incorrect here, but never punished, right? We're going to see the Dance Peon hit for 1 this time, getting access to Princess, but again, it's only a Monster Negate while in the hand of the grave, not while it is on the field, unfortunately. And we're going to see him go ahead and think about linking the Mudon and the Dance Peon off, but first, I'm going to activate Con and set a sheet from the deck. You cannot use the monsters summoned off of Dance Peon as link fodder when they are summoned like that. So you have to keep that in mind as well. We'll see him go for Melius. Melius will bring back the Loci. And then we're going to see him go into Bengal Lancer. And then he's going to activate the effect of Princess, and there is a Nibiru. That's really unfortunate. But at least he does have Bengal Lancer in the grave to come back. That's the one thing that's really nice about Benji. Sometimes I like to make it early in the combo, so if I do get Nibiru, at least I have Benji coming back at the end of it. So he would have Benji. He does still have Sheet set as well. That's always why it's very important to resolve your Con as early as possible so you can get access to Sheet, because you don't need any plants on field, I believe, to use Sheet by treating the opponent's stuff with Con. I believe that's how that works, which is one of the really nice things about Con and Sheet. But I think that line could have been played definitely a lot better. But it is what it is. You live and you learn, right? But yeah, Petal Sowing, really fantastic opening. That's why in my current list, I've actually cut 1 for 1 in place of a second Sowing. Just because like seeing Sowing with a level 4, even as Carrot Way to Primula, gets you somewhere really nice. Most of the time, even if it's just like a Dance Peon play, like a Hail Mary line, sometimes it can even get you into like Jasmine stuff. But then you have Petal Sowing, which is just a really nice line as well. Like, people forget a lot of the times that, like, Sowing is just free plant body on field most of the time. It's really great. And the graveyard protection is solid, too. Like we're seeing here. Battle phase, he went to go ahead and attack over the Bengal Lancer, forgetting about the Sowing engrave. And he'll just protect. Yeah, wasted the battle phase. And Bengal Lancer, is still standing there stalwart after the big rock has tried to swing over. Although resolving here is pretty strong. He'll get Fateful and Token. Then we're going to see him activate Kowloon. Go ahead and get the Chuche out into play, which is currently not live. But now we're going to see him activate Fateful Adventure to go ahead and search a monster. Going to go for none other than the Wandering Griffin Rider. And Sheet into the Brave Engine is really good for reasons that you'll see. be able just to tribute the Wandering Griffin Rider as cost, to just take anything else, to completely neutralize that engine. Now, I've had it ruled that sheet can take tokens, because the sheet specifically states that it cannot activate its effects. It's different than saying its effects are negated, whereas obviously you cannot imperm a vanilla monster like Dark Magician. But I believe it was ruled in such a way, and I could be wrong. I don't have like a definitive answer. I've heard a lot of mixed things in the comments, and we're going to see one of the worst Pot of Prosperities in history resolve here. But since the sheet doesn't state that it has to negate the effects, or say its effects can't be activated, I believe sheet can still take, because technically there could be a card in play that would give the token an effect that neither player would be able to activate because of sheet. But I feel like because of that wording, not saying, you know, negate, and instead saying its effects cannot be activated, I don't know. I need more clarification. I think it's best if you're going to a tournament, ask the head judge. Also, the ruling with sheet and rivalry, ask the head judge as well. I've heard people say it stays because it's a plant. I heard people say that you can't activate sheet under rivalry, period. I've heard people say that you can, and this is what I've had ruled at the YCS, where I went to most recent YCS Niagara Falls, that you can use sheet under rivalry, and even under Gozen. The monster that is took by sheet is just immediately sent if you have rivalry up, or if you have Gozen. Because you can still attempt to take things under you know, rivalry and Gozen-like cards. The monster is just then immediately sent. You don't get to choose you know, a new type that you want to keep in terms of rivalry. You have to send off the non-plant immediately. And I don't think, and I know this sounds weird, but I don't think sheet makes it a plant in time before it can take, just based on the wording of sheet. It says take it until the end of the turn, and also it becomes a plant. Very, very weird wording. So we will see the Kieran try to resolve as much as possible. It will still send one from deck, but it will not summon because of the rivalry. And he's also going to choose to keep the fairy, which is the token. I'm assuming he's opting to keep the token because of Draco back. That would have to be my guess. Unless Draco back is already out of rotation. And then we're going to go ahead and just see him pass turn there. Rivalry being a very, very strong card. Although not normally very strong against VW, because they usually have a pretty good line under either Psychic or the... what other attribute they are? Psychic, and I can't remember the other one, but they usually have a good line for either of those types. But the Brave stuff kind of putting... you know, a wrench in those plans. So we're going to see him pass turn there, end phase Petal. Petal will go ahead and search a copy of Snow Princess. And then we're going to see him link into Dryas. And that Twin is in hand, which if it is normal summon or special summon while that Son of On Link is out, you can bring out that plant Vanilla. So we'll get access to Loki here. And definitely should be able to close out game here. Snowdrop tributing over the Dryas to bring out itself and another Loki. So we did have another Loki in deck. So we technically, unless he opened 2 seed, which that might have been the case, or he could not have used the sewing, because again, I think our lists are very similar that we both play 2 Loki. I don't like playing 3. The deck already has an issue with too many normal summons, and I feel like seeing Petal, like Petal is a much more pivotal card to have at your deck in 3 than Loki is, in my opinion, because Petal is insane, absolutely incredible for follow-up and grind game, and also searching your better cards that are negates. And I guess technically Loki are like 4th and 5th copies of Petals, because the line technically does eventually get you into Petal. It just takes a while. So now we're going to see Snowdrop on itself to make everything level 8. And then we're going to see Alcei activate, calling Slight for the Sky Dragon, milling Bamboo Shoot off the top, Naturia Bamboo Shoot. A little tech in the side deck for him, alongside the Rose Whip. We'll go ahead and stack back a card to the top. I believe it was the Chuche. Now going for another rank 8 here, that is Teardrop, tributing the token, putting it up to 3,000 now, and swinging in for just shy of game, putting his opponent down to 200. The top deck is known at this point. It is Chuche. It is going to be a dead card here come his next turn, and you still have to worry about a live Princess Engrave, Rivalry of the Warlords, Bengal Answer, and Sheet, which is still set in the backline, and also now remembering to use the effect of Con here to set Glamour, and then immediately activating it to go ahead and grab another Princess, and just making sure all Princesses are accounted for. We're going to see his opponent start with Fateful. Going to go ahead and search a monster and discard. He'll go for Enchantress Graveyard Effect to go ahead and grab right. He'll get Token, and then on the summon of the token, that will trigger the Fateful to go ahead and grab the out that is the Draco back. But of course, Teardrop can just tribute the token. That'll clear the token and the Draco back, leaving him no chance, at least this turn that I see, to out the rivalry, and that will seal the deal in a very grindy match there, taking all the way to game 3. And we're going to see Rikka send Avalon take it there, and winning 2-1. And yeah, last but not least, huge shout out goes to our Divine level channel members who are Pony Star, Cadillacs84, Justin Lamp, HE Cyber, and Mango. Thank you guys so much as always for your extremely kind and generous support of this channel.